Friends, in this episode, I want to talk to you about why it's important to hire a professional, a lawyer with a license. Now, it may be strange for me to share this reasoning, but I really feel compelled based on the number of people I've talked to our office. Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. I practice law and immigration law in all 50 states of America, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Now, let's get down to business and let me explain why it's important to hire a lawyer. It may sound obvious, but we've had some people come to our office and or talk to us on Zoom, phone, and say, John, you're not the first person I talked to. I've already filed my case before, maybe it's like 5-10 years ago, and they received a denial notice. And denial notice actually states that they have misrepresented to the government and misrepresented there's a finding of fraud. Okay, you do not want that. There could have also been fraud of, or they could call it frivolous application of asylum, for example. And you don't want that to affect you, right? So the best thing to do, if you have not filed your application at all and you're considering to do it yourself or hire a notary or notario who you might know they don't have a legal license. There's a reason why there's a process for a person to go to law school and go through the rigorous testing. Now, let me get to the details of why this is important. Because if someone, even if you file on your own, you're doing everything diligently as best as possible yourself. And I understand everyone has a different financial budget. So that's why we created this YouTube channel and this Green Card Guys TV to share free tips. We want to provide value to you. But there are situations, for example, where you have filed it on your own, and then the government comes back and sends a request for evidence, or even the worst situation is a notice of intent to deny. Okay, I'll go into more detail about that, but we have a separate video already from maybe a month ago about it. Anyway, when they send you any of these notices, they're asking for more evidence. And at the end of the day, we've talked to so many people where they either did file a response in time, but it was not actually responding to the government's request. And so there's been a lot of misunderstanding of what people need to file as a response. And so when we evaluate this, that's what we see. And really 98% of the people that have consulted with us. And sometimes we can help them and sometimes we can't, because if the appeal deadline, which is normally 30 days and has already passed from the time of 30 days from the time of the denial letter, the date on the letter, okay? And when that happens, then it's very difficult to do anything. So, but there could be a situation where you could file again, a new application, but it really depends on a case-by-case situation. So worst case scenario, if you get some kind of request for evidence, notice of intent to deny, or a denial letter, schedule an appointment with the immigration lawyer as soon as possible, okay? Unfortunately, if the lawyer that you want to talk to is not available for a couple of weeks, that's too long, okay? Especially when there's a deadline, all right? You need to find someone else. Then hopefully you can trust that person to help you in the case. Now, the other reason you should not, you should not hire a notary or a notario is that we've talked to several people where they've hired one before many years ago, and turns out the government said it was a frivolous application for asylum, for example, and this has very dire consequences in the future. And now they've come 20 years later, for example, and they do have a pathway to obtain resident status. And there's some hesitancy, right? I can understand to file through the spouse, but because of the past application, it may be a difficult pathway to obtain that status. It's still possible because, for example, in this particular person's situation, they filed an appeal, but that appeal is still pending. So it just depends, right? If you're not on top of the deadlines for USCIS or Executive Office Immigration Review, that also means immigration court, They are very important. Okay. Some people don't realize that. And by that point, it could be too late. If you're in a situation where you have that scenario, you request for evidence, notice of intent to deny, or you have received a denial letter, contact our office. We're happy to help you. You can do that by calling this number down below. Or if you're at work watching this, text us. If you have more time, fill out the intake form down below. It starts with Ting Law. All right, friends, we're here to help you solve your immigration problem. Contact the Green Card Guys TV, okay? And that's actually our code. If you want a free preliminary 15 minutes, we offer that to you as you watch us on Facebook and the YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it. We would like to extend this offer free 15 minutes. All you have to say is Green Card Guys. Yes, you can even text it and our cares team knows what to do. Friends, until next time, please continue wearing a mask.